What's up, guys? Welcome back to Movie Dump Season 2, Episode 2. And there's a movie that's on my favorite DC movies of all time. Yes, there's a list. And this movie, at the time, made the fans pissed. You know those sensitive fans? Because the movie made lots of changes. This movie didn't cast a British actor. They didn't do that. They got an American actor. Now I sound special. And he wasn't blonde. He had black hair. And he sounded like a surfer dude. Yes. I'm talking about Constantine from 2005. Yeah, this movie was amazing and still is amazing. I rewatched it, I think about a year ago, and it still holds up very well with its theme, its scares, and its really creative storytelling that makes Constantine so special to many people. Because it showed you don't always need to be identical to the comics. I mean, look at The Flash. We got crazy Ezra Miller, who's not blonde. We got Grant Gustin, who's not blonde. But Barry Allen, with the comics, he's always been blonde. So, but this did piss off fans. How could you get the dude from who talks like this and that stopped a bus? How could you cast him and not a British actor that looks like Sting? Blah, 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 blah. That didn't matter. What matters with a movie is its storytelling. It doesn't matter who you cast, as long as the story's great. That beats everything out. And Constantine did that, because Constantine 2005 is about John Constantine. When he was younger, about a teenager, he tried to commit suicide. And he didn't go to the upstairs. He went to hell. But the ambulance and the doctor saved him. So he went back to reality, but this still haunted him. So he's lived his life dedicated to do good deeds, to go upstairs. I'm talking about heaven. And that is doing black magic to hunt and kill demons. And then he does that, he hunts demons, and then there is a suspicious killing of this policewoman's sister. Her twin, what? Yeah, her twin sister was killed, and the policewoman's like, this seems very suspicious. It doesn't seem like a suicide, it seems much more evil. So she convinces John to help her solve the mystery of her sister's death. And yeah, that's basically what the first Constantine was about. It was a great story, creative, scary, because they just didn't do normal jump scares. They actually had creative demon designs, and they had great scary scenes with the demons. And it was a huge success for WB. It made a lot of money, but there was never a sequel. And that was weird for many people, because majority of the people at the time wasn't a fan of it. But, decades later, I shouldn't say decades, about a decade later, people appreciate it much more for how actually good it is. Because Constantine 2005, just go watch it. I mean, watch this video first, support me, and then go on HBO Max or whatever streaming service you got and find Constantine and watch it, because it's really good. And yeah, this was very surprising that they never greenlit a sequel. And when you really think about it, once the whining stops, because we're like, where's John Constantine number 2? Where is it? Once you get past the grieving stage, you're like, well, it's never going to come out. you realize, well, it kind of makes sense why there was never a Constantine sequel, because everyone who starred in Constantine was successful after it. I mean, they were huge stars. Keanu Reeves got bigger. Rachel Weisz got bigger. Other actors. But mostly the actors were busy with their schedule. I'm sure WB wanted a sequel because it made a lot of money for them. Of course they wanted a sequel. But they couldn't even get the director because the director became successful, thankfully. And he made the Hunger Game movies. He made I Am Legend. So everyone was successful, so they really couldn't get them back. But that all changed. Because on Sunday, a very strange day to announce news. Oh my God, they did it on Holy Day. How convenient. The joke just came to me. But on Sunday, it was announced that yes, the long-awaited sequel of Constantine is happening. And all the cast are coming back with the same director. Hell yeah. And yes, that excites me. Finally, the cinematic gods answered our prayers after us grieving and whining like little bitches. Our prayers were answered. Constantine is getting the sequel it deserves. Yes. But this also, I do still hate David Zaslav, but I got to agree with Discovery on this one because they greenlit Constantine, the sequel. Thank goodness, it's about time. But it also led to the cancellation of the HBO Max series, John Constantine. And you might be saying, well, that sucks. God damn it, Discovery. But this actually, I hate to do this, but it makes sense because that John Constantine show that was supposed to be on HBO Max was on pre-production for years. It was announced before the pandemic. It was announced, the John Constantine show. And it's been on pre-production all this time. And it's kind of a waste of money at this point if it doesn't even get developed even more. That's kind of why when you announce a show, you gotta hurry it up with development. I mean, don't rush the story. Of course, take your time on the story, but you got to hurry. You got to at least develop it. After you get the script written and it's perfect, you got to get it along with the development, or the studio's gonna be like, this is a waste of our money and time, and they're just gonna axe it. That's filmmaking lesson from a guy that never went to film school. But yeah, so this one I gotta take the side of Discovery because with the cancellation of the HBO Max show, we got the long-awaited sequel that Constantine needed. So now what? Well, with this episode of Movie Dump, it's gonna be like a school project. You're gonna help me. Wait, why are you leaving? Don't leave. No, don't leave. It's better than a school project because we're going to be working together on our pitches for the sequel of Constantine. So the first idea I got is my least favorite, but I'm hoping they don't do this, but it's about where John Constantine the sequel takes place 15 years after the first movie, and John Constantine is tired of hunting down demons. He's not motivated, he's getting older, he's in more pain fighting these demons, and he's not for it anymore. He doesn't even do wisecrack jokes, he's not a douchebag like he is. He's not a smart aleck, as we all know John Constantine is. He's tired, he's depressed, and he just doesn't want to hunt demons anymore. So this is where we get to the total opposite, where we have this John Constantine for this sequel to have he's going to be a mentor to a young demon hunter. I know, not my favorite idea, but this is how Hollywood is right now. So you have John Constantine, somehow with the story, he gets convinced to help this young demon hunter who is the opposite of this John now. This demon hunter is happy, cracks jokes, and is very naive. And this demon hunter helps John become who he was before, the wisecrack douchebag. Again, not my... And you would also have Peter... God, what's his name? You would have the guy who played Satan. I'm sorry, I can't say his name. But you would have the guy who played Satan on the first Constantine return, and he would taunt John every day about John Constantine's guilt. He would toy on them and taunt John with it every day. But like I said, douchebag. Again, not my favorite pitch, not my favorite sequel idea, because it's very cliche having the sidekick, the annoying sidekick. Not my favorite, but that's how Hollywood is going right now with sequels. They have the annoying sidekick. It's cliche, and to me it's lazy, but that's my first least favorite idea. Pitch number 2. It would be the sequel. What do I say about sequels? If you want to have a sequel that works and people will like, you got to make it different from the first one. This would be totally different from the first John Constantine movie. It would be about obsession and addiction. So again, the sequel would take place 15 years later. John Constantine is obsessed and addicted to hunting down demons. It literally controls his life. All he thinks about is hunting demons. He doesn't sleep and he doesn't eat because all he thinks about and he's obsessed with is hunting down demons. And then you would have John have to see a therapist, kind of like The Sopranos of how Tony sees Dr. Melfi. And you would have John talk to this therapist, and he would tell why he has to hunt these demons and why it's his purpose to hunt these demons. It would be a great about mental illness and about addiction. It would be different, and it would be a great psychological character study. So that's like my second idea, my most favorite. Idea number 3 would be almost the same as idea number 1, but it would be no sidekick. It would be John Constantine, 15 years later, he's more angrier, and like I said, he's tired of hunting down demons. He's not motivated. All he has now is guilt. He has no remorse. Even if a demon is begging him not to kill him, John will just kill this demon because he just doesn't care anymore. He doesn't care about life. He doesn't care about himself. He's just tired of everything. But that would all change when there's these killings going around the city. And John checks them out, and he notices how strange and suspicious these killings are. There's something more evil about these killings, so John would have to investigate what's going on. Who is this true evil killing these innocent people? It would be like Seven meets black magic. And I gotta say, WB, you can thank me for these pitches. Yes, this is my sad attempt for Warner Bros. Discovery to hire me. I know I've had hate for you guys, but I mean, it's out of love, all right? I want you guys to do better. So yeah, those are my pitches for the sequel ideas I kind of thought of. Yeah, I had nothing to say right there. But yeah, those are my ideas for the sequels that could be Constantine 2. Again, I'm very excited because not John, that's his character's name. Constantine from 2005 is literally on my list of my favorite movies of all time and my favorite DC movies list. There's a lot of lists. But yeah. So moving on to our last topic. You ever hear of Gotham Knights? No, not the video game. Oh, so no? Okay, so I'm talking about the CW's Gotham Knights show. Still doesn't ring a bell to you? Huh. Well, it was announced, I think it was 2020 or 2021, it was announced out of nowhere that there would be a Gotham Knights show on the CW, and that worried lots of people because it's the goddamn CW. And the premise seemed like utter shit. So it's about Bruce Wayne being killed. Just the Bat family has to team up with the villain's kids. They got to team up to find out who truly killed Batman, and Harvey Dent was going to be the new commissioner. The story seemed like shit, and it seemed like, why? What's the point? And it kind of got forgotten about. It was announced, there was some casting, but people were like, this shit's not coming out. That's what everyone thought. Be honest. If you knew about Gotham Knights show, you were thinking that shit's never going to see the light of day. Well, then there was this weird teaser trailer. It looked goddamn cheap, like they got their costumes from Party City. It was cheap, and it looked, like I said, looked terrible. And they had cringe dialogue, of course, and they even messed up the bat cowl. How do you mess up Batman's most famous feature, his cowl? They messed that up. If you're gonna mess up Batman's most important part of his costume, his cowl, don't move forward with this show then. Well, no one saw that teaser trailer. It went and gone. And then months later, they released a poster, and people were like, even the poster looks cheap, like a high schooler made it for his school project. So it wasn't looking good. And then it was announced last week that filming has begun for Gotham Knights. And all I thought was, wasn't there a teaser trailer for this show? I know no one watched it, but it's like, huh? And this is where I really thought, what's going on with this show behind the scenes? And that's what I realized. This has to be a money scheme. Where, like Fantastic Four from the 1990s or the cancellation of Batgirl, Gotham Knights is never going to see the light of day. They just want to get the money and get out. The producers want their money, and they're going to get out. Just like the Fantastic Four, just like Batgirl, they're going to get the money, and they're going to go away. It just doesn't make sense, this show. It was out of nowhere. No one asked for it. People were looking forward to the game because the game actually impressed people from when they first saw the trailer of the video game, because it looked different. It had the whole Bat family, not the villain's kids, and the game just looked better. And then out of nowhere, CW's like, we want to do a Gotham Knights show. So people are like, well, is it going to be about the game? No, totally different. And it just from the start, it just seemed like a scam to get money and get out, like a pyramid scheme, like a money scheme. It just doesn't seem well. It seems like the producers aren't real producers and they're scammers. That's what, and they fooled a whole goddamn TV studio because it just doesn't make sense, this show. Again, I could be wrong and this show might actually be released and probably canceled because WB doesn't even own CW anymore. A news company owns CW now, so I'm sure if it does get released, they'll have a few episodes and be canceled. But it just seems like a huge scam to get money and leave. But hey, that's just me. A fool on the internet, and that will do it for Movie Dump Season 2, Episode 2. English. I hope you guys enjoyed it, because this was actually very fun talking about. It was like a nice school project, working together. But if you guys liked it, give it a like, subscribe because it's nice, share to others so they can see my amazing content. And yeah, follow me on my social medias. You guys are awesome. Peace out.